Hi friends, welcome to the demo of Kautilya, the NLP or natural language processing based BI and analytics product. Today we're going to focus on temporals or date-wise information and see how easy it is to go ahead and get information out of Kautilya by simply typing in your questions in English language even for different dates. Now, I would like to first of all introduce the kind of data that we have and overall architecture. So Kautilya is one of the few products which can handle both leaf level information as well as aggregations. What this means is that you can have pixel perfect or production reports as well as aggregations or data visualization coming together. Usually you have different products doing that. Kautilya has got a columnar in-memory technology which allows it to have huge scalability. So you can literally have millions of sets of records which can very easily be extracted and aggregated and answers taken on the fly. Kautilya also has a switch inbuilt into it by which you can either use it for Elasticsearch to get you answers from different places joint and make get the information joined together dynamically, or in case if a user knows the answer where it will be lying, he can straight away ask it over there and switch off the Elasticsearch button over here. I would also like to tell you about the data that we're going to use today. So it's going to be an e-commerce or online retail industry data, and the size of the data is quite large over here. With this, I would like to move on to the product itself and see the demo. So let's log in over here as an administrator. Once I'm here, again I see a very simple looking screen where it says start by typing here. So let's say I start typing here to ask show me my revenue, and I just press enter. So it parses through the data, comes up with a report called e-commerce where it has got three kinds of columns. The gray ones which are primarily text columns, the green ones which are primarily your the numericals, and the blue ones which are your date columns. It has passed through that and it comes out with the answer over here, and it says that the net revenue that I have is around $1.4 billion. I can of course change the visualization over here by simply writing a keyword, and as you would see that now the revenue that will come out is going to be in words over here. Let me take this out because we would like to see some more things here. Now that I'm seeing my revenue over here, I say I don't want to see the complete revenue. I want to see this only for, let's say, for 2016. So I've just written for 2016. Again, it understands, it parses through the data, it understands, and then it says, well, in 2016 you actually have revenue of only $725 million. So it has understood the question by itself and given me the data accordingly. Let us say if it was not 2016, how else will we call it? So we can say for, let's say, last year. Let's see now what happens. Again the tool goes and it actually understands that what is last year, and it has gone ahead and given me the information directly over here. So the tool understands these concepts and shows me the information accordingly. Again, right now I'm seeing my net revenue for last year. What happens if I want to see this instead of complete revenue? I want to see this on a daily basis. So I can now move this word around to, let us say here, what is my daily revenue for last year. Let me say again, ask the question. As it can be seen now, it has changed the graph smartly, so it understands smart visualizations, and now it has given me revenue for last year for each and every day of the year. So I'm seeing this for last year, but I'm saying I am now just a little bit worried, and I may want to actually see this as a comparison to 2015, because I want to see how is my data growing. So I've just changed this from just last year to last year versus 2015. Let's see now what happens. So now I have an overlaid line on this. Let me zoom this up. I can see I have last year revenue and 2015 revenue, and now I get revenue on a daily basis for both the years. I can see some of the days. For example, here I have last year revenue for 12th of March is so much higher than this year. However, just a day before that, my revenue is much lower than that of 2015. So I can actually do a lot of root cause analysis right here. Let us say I don't want to see this on a daily basis. I'm just going to change this and say show to me on a monthly basis. And let me just go ahead and pick this and push this here and ask this question again. So now you can see that the tool has dynamically changed the daily to monthly, and now I can see the trend a lot more clearly. I don't even want to see monthly. What happens if I make it yearly? Can it handle it? Let's see. So now I'm picking yearly and dragging it to the right place. What is my yearly revenue? So there we go. We have the yearly revenue also being shown to us over here. Take this out now and let me go ahead and take these out. So I want to see now daily revenue, and I want to see this by departments. So I want to go ahead and bifurcate my revenue now by departments. So daily revenue with department is what my question is. So let me see what it gives now. So it has already caught on the word department here, and it draws it over here where it says this is my daily revenue for each of the departments. Now I say, okay, I'm seeing this on a daily basis, but what I want to really see is not just my daily revenue by department, but what I want to see is I want to see daily revenue by department as a percentage contribution. So now on the fly, it calculates the information, and now it tells me that on each day, how much is my percentage contribution for different divisions. So this particular day on 18th April, I'm actually doing 92.69% of my revenue coming in only from apparels. What happens if I say I don't want to see my daily revenue on a daily basis, but what I want to see is I want to see how it's growing every day. So I want to see an accumulated version or an aggregated version. So all I have to do is write underscore aggregation, and it tells me for each day how much is my revenue and how it's growing. So now what happens if I want to see it I want to see the data in some different ways. For example, I want to see my department wise revenue for first quarter 2015. So let's see if we just write this question over here. So immediately the tool gives me the revenue for each of the first quarters over here. And if I take my cursor to the notification bar, it says I understand first quarter is from 1/1/2015 to 1/4/2015, which actually is the correct answer. So I know that what I'm doing is correct. What happens if I want to compare this? So I'll say versus, let's say fourth quarter 2016. Now if you notice the fourth I've written differently now. Let's see if it can understand this also. Yes, it does. So now if I'll see, let me zoom this and group it. So now I can see what is my first quarter 2015 revenue and my fourth quarter 2016 revenue. And now I can clearly see that my shoes I seem to have done badly, and apparels, and then in small things like mobile, etc. I seem to have done better. We can actually take this a lot more granular. So if I say I want to see this for every Thursday 2015 versus every Saturday 2016. So now it has to see whether it can calculate, and it does. It actually calculates that for every excuse me, for every Thursday of 2015, what's the kind of revenue I'm getting, and then on Saturday. So now you see how much trend has changed. Earlier in quarter, I could see that both apparel and shoes are behaving in the same way. But in case of my weekly comparisons or daily comparisons, I can see that my shoes for Thursdays are selling less while they're selling more on a Saturday. But in case of apparels, they're selling more on Thursdays as compared to Saturdays. Similarly, you can go ahead and put any two dates and between, and then compare them to over here. With this, I'd like to conclude the presentation for the temporals in Kautilya. Please do let me know. Please do send us your feedback. And in case if you have any further queries, please do take a look at www.kautilyabi.com and write into us. Thank you very much for watching this.